What's going on? I want to show you guys a picture that's going over the internet in Chicago. This is the picture out of Greenwood. This is literally 5 cars, all booted, all within one day. Let me tell you something. In Chicago, horrible. Let me tell you something. In the black community, every single corner, there's a red light camera. Every single block, there's a speed trap camera. And every one of them, I was to a point to where I'm still, to this day, petrified to go to the mailbox. One of my exes lived on the west side. And literally, you could kill somebody, sell drugs, no cops. When I walked out that house in the morning, every single car had ticket after ticket after ticket. I got a ticket like literally every week. One time I didn't have a front license plate. My car didn't come with front license plates. So I had it put on myself. And I literally parked in front of her house. I walked in to use the bathroom. And within 5 minutes, I came back out. My license plate had failed. I honestly think dude grabbed it off. The cop grabbed it off or something. But literally, 5-10 minutes, ticket was on my car, $90. Within 5 minutes. They literally claimed to have no cops available to solve any crime. But if you go in the morning to Chicago, to every black community, and drive up and down it, first thing in the morning, you're going to see ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket, and literally every single thing that you could find, they would ticket you. I'm going to bring you guys that story because the news actually covered it. I'm shocked about that they covered that. I'm going to also bring you guys a Nazi, literally a Nazi, ran for office in Mount Greenwood district. Do you realize this dude got 40% of the vote? Mount Greenwood. What is Mount Greenwood and what is it? For one, you'll never ever find a red light camera in Mount Greenwood. You'll never find a speed trap camera. You'll never find a DUI checkpoint in Mount Greenwood. So you can probably figure out who lives there and what they look like that lives there. What they look like also is another issue, is that most of the Chicago Police Department lives there. No wonder most of them voted for a Nazi to be in office. That will tell you the type of police officers we have here in Chicago. This is my life in the shot. So I'm going to bring you guys the news story because they actually covered it. I'm shocked.
What it shows about the city's parking program.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rob Johnson.
And I'm Erica Sargent. One expert says the city's parking enforcement is unfair to minorities. CBS 2's Charlie DeMar is live at City Hall with the story you'll see only on 2. And Charlie, you spoke to a Chicago man swamped with debt.
Erica, good evening. At this point, some people might be thinking, follow the law, pay your fines, and you won't be in debt. But that's just not the case. That's not possible for everyone in this city, and it is forcing some to turn to bankruptcy as their best option.
And then they'll charge me a fee for that.
Daniel's records show
2, 3.
the parade of boots caught Keith Harris's eye. He started recording as he drove down the Greenwood block.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. There's a spiral, and it seems like nobody downtown is taking anything into consideration.
The city of Chicago has allowed its citizens to get deeply into a hole so deep into a hole that they can't get themselves out.
Edward Morrison, a law professor at Columbia University in New York, studies the connection between bankruptcy filings and ticket debt in Chicago.
You see a spike in bankruptcy filings, primarily by African Americans.
That spike, Morrison's research found, happened around 2011 when Mayor Rahm Emanuel took office and the city went after outstanding debts while ramping up ticket enforcement, drastically impacting African American communities.
The policy did not single out African Americans. It was a policy that impacted them more because they had accumulated relatively high levels of debt.
How can I get out if I don't have the money?
And earlier today, I did speak with a Department of Finance spokeswoman. She says, yes, it is unique to see 5 cars in a row.
I want you guys to understand. City of Chicago, they want that and they want us gone. When we figure that out, I don't understand. Get away. We're not willing to shop in our own communities. Money equals power. With no money, we have no power. Nothing we can do. Nobody's willing to do anything about it. The only thing we think to do is to vote our way out of this. But nobody's coming to save us. Nobody. It's going to be us. Let me tell you something. The city of Chicago, they literally, every single block is no parking zone. But it's so hard to understand. You got to sit out there and literally study it. Okay, can I park here? Can I park here? And every block, nowhere can you park. It is damn near impossible to figure out, damn, where am I going to park? That's why I don't even go downtown. Forget it. Y'all can have it. They want it, keep it. I'll find somewhere else to hang out. People be like, man, let's go downtown. No, all right, cool. Y'all go ahead. I'm good. My homeboys still want to go to clubs and whatnot downtown. And I'm like, man, homeboy, have at it. Because every single place you park, no parking zone, no parking zone, no parking zone. But it doesn't say it. It'll say like a little sign 3 blocks down. It's small. No parking on this side. Tow zone or something. I honestly can't even read it. I don't even know how to tell. I'm just stay out of there. One time in the city, in downtown, they had a spot where it was a tow zone, but the sign was like 4 blocks down, and every car was there. But they had decoy cars, and so when I parked there, literally within seconds, they had my car towed, and we sat out there while I'm waiting to get the money to go get my car out of tow, to get somebody to take me to go get my car. They sat there and just told cars all day. It's a setup. It's a setup. Go to Mount Greenwood. Tell me how, and those who are going to say, oh, you guys, you people just complain too much. Okay. All right, cool. I tell you what. I would tell you what. Go to Mount Greenwood. Show me how many red light cameras there are. Go to Inglewood. Show me how many red light cameras you are. And then come back and tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. They claim that the red light cameras and speed cameras are for safety. I guess Black Lives Matter really do matter. They say that, we do it because we try to do the most traffic, where the most traffic accidents are. I'm not buying that. If you're in the city of Chicago, here's how you know you're in a black neighborhood. If you look up and see red light cameras, signs, you're in a black neighborhood. Go to one of their neighborhoods. If you don't see any, you're in one of their neighborhoods. That's how you know whose community you in. That's how I tell where I'm at instantly. If I see red light camera on every intersection, I know where I'm at. And it's a setup. They want this city back. They want it. We're not willing to do anything about it. So the best thing we can do is run. Let me tell you something. Police officers are not doing their job. They're not willing to even arrest anybody. And that's the thing. That's what made me the most mad, is that when I walked out of the house, I mean, it was crime, rapes, murders, everything. But if you had, let me tell you, if your license plate expired at 12:01, at 12, let's say it's 12 o'clock midnight, your license plate expired. By 12:05, you had at least 2 tickets on your car. They literally have 3 people per block in unmarked cars to jump out and run every license plate, run every sticker, run every violation that they could possibly have in Inglewood, in these communities, in the Austin community, in these poor black communities. You won't see this in Mount Greenwood. You just won't. Gee, I wonder why. This is why we point stuff like this out. Yes, it's tiring to complain about this all day. Yes, it's tiring to talk about this all day. But it's what we live through. This is why. When in our communities, we're getting pulled over for little and everything. If it's a seatbelt ticket, get out of the car, sir. I ask co-workers, I ask people, hey, when you get pulled over a seatbelt ticket, what happens when they search you? They be like, search you? What are you talking about? I never got searched. I never got pulled over. Must be nice. Must be nice. I'm going to also show you guys, I'm going to play a clip from CNN of this Nazi leader. This is a former Nazi leader.
A former leader of the American Nazi Party is running for Congress in Illinois. As the only Republican on the ticket, it looks like he is about to win the primary next month. His name is Arthur Jones. He has never disavowed his Nazi views. Here's what Jones said at a rally in Kentucky last April. And we warn all of you that the language you're about to hear in this segment is offensive.
The white majority are fed up with all of these lying, cheating, thieving, warmongering, child molesting, political pimps and whores of this corrupt and decadent two-party, Jew party, queer party system.
Arthur Jones, that Republican candidate for Illinois' 3rd District, joins us now. Mr. Jones, it is shocking to hear how vocally and unapologetically racist you are. Are you a Nazi?
Well, for the past 15, 20 years, I have not had anything to do with any National Socialist organization on a formal basis.
But do you call yourself a Nazi?
I don't call myself a Nazi. I call myself an American patriot and statesman.
Once you guys understand, most of the Chicago Police Department comes from Mount Greenwood. Once you guys understand, that's the man they just tried to elect. That's why you would never see any DUI checkpoints in their community. This is why, and let me tell you something. I'm a videographer out of Chicago. You can see my Mount Greenwood footage way down in my videos. This was about 2 years ago. Mount Greenwood in Chicago became famous, not famous, but on the radar because there was a racial-induced, racial-charged shooting with Michael Beale. He was shot by unarmed, he was shot by off-duty police officer going to a funeral, and he was shot and killed. And protesters went out there, and the racism that came from the few protesters that went out there, and then everybody decided to do a protest, and that's when I went to go film in Mount Greenwood. The police hired, I'm talking literally, and I taped this, it was about, they spent like $1 million in overtime. It was like 5 blocks of police officers. They tried to use the cover of, they hired those police officers to protect the citizens and the protesters from fighting. But as a videographer, that's not true. That was not true. When I pulled my camera out and filmed the protesters, they had no problem. When I turned the camera around to the citizens of Mount Greenwood that were yelling racial slurs, every cop, they even had a code blue or something for it. and rushed my camera, surrounded me. They even have a bullhorn, so when they yelled a racial slur, we couldn't hear it, and on my cameras. That's why they hired and spent so much money so that the racism wouldn't be exposed. Nobody caught that but me. So when I figured that out, when I turned the camera towards the protesters, they had no problem. And then they would follow me, all the police officers. I would weave through the crowd. Then I would go point my camera towards the citizens. All of them, there he is, surrounded me. It was bananas. They even went as far as to try to tell me, even when it was over, they tried to tell me I had to walk like 10 blocks that way, and my car is this way. And see, my car, I had to walk through citizens of Mount Greenwood. No, you can't walk that way. What? Why not? I had a camera in my hand. They knew that I would catch racist taunts coming out that town, and they didn't want that exposed. This is what we're dealing with. This is what Chicago is dealing with. Literally, a Nazi that come out and say, but no, that's who it almost got. He got 56,000 votes. Something crazy. How many votes did he get? Nazi Art Jones, 56,000 votes, and an unsuccessful attempt to unseat 3rd District. Tells you a lot about Chicago. A lot. Anyway, I want you guys to like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace.